IKONINI
episode 290 tukisema like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend, sindio?
Yeah.
Alafu tumalizi match jo tukifika 300 jo ingekuwa poa 300 in, okay. But hiyo ni story ingine. This is para. Okay. But saizi tuko fully focused. Because tuko na DJ fully focused ndani ya nyumba. Niaje?
Poa.
Unaelewa hii lugha yetu ama ushasahau? Unajua siku hizi ujipoteza.
Acha nikwambie kitu.
Yeah.
Kila mtu aamini mimi naongea hii lugha.
Yeah.
Lugha mbili sio hii pekee.
Kisapere nilicheki ukiteta.
Ndio hiyo.
Yeah.
Tafadhali hebu waambie si AI ni mimi naongea.
Yeah, si. Unaweza fikiria tunacheza na nini?
Ni aya naye.
Yeah, so Buda umekwaje?
Mimi niko poa.
Yeah.
Nashukuru kwa hapa.
Na 254 inakupelekaje?
Mbio.
Yeah.
Mbio nzuri though. Mbio poa and kukapoaka kajoto naweza furahia tu.
Yeah. So saizi uko back fully ama nile back and forth?
Mimi kwa back and forth bado. For the last like miaka 5 nimekuwa tu back and forth. Niko najaribu kufanya ma project kitambo nikiwa huko majuu.
Yeah.
Nakuja nasema okay, wacha nianzishe alafu naenda inaanguka. Nikajua hapa lazima ukue hapa kwa ground. Ndio uweze kumaliza mambo then back and forth.
Yeah, nizilo natumagwa picha alafu kwa ground kwa ground vitu ni different.
Kwa ground vitu ni different.
Yeah.
And funny because hata kama hiyo ni more based on like real estate, even with vitu kama za muziki ama events ama ile biashara mifanya huwezi fanya kutoka from a distance. Okay. Cause una do pia real estate? A little bit,
yeah. Okay.
But I'm saying hiyo ya picha you apply.
Yeah, real estate. Watu shanga. Watu kujaga hapa mtu anapigwa na mshangao.
Unameza alionyeshwa yake then ilikuwa straight ICU.
Yeah, shani ambaga job
plan.
Alafu kitu wagafani ni wasofikiria gati tu it's just relatives even like couples ile the husband is out there huyu yuko hapa ama the wife is out there inakwaga pia ni kuna msali alikuwa anasema tibudaki alikuwa anatuma do madhaki anaunda keja bradhake like now his uncle. So buda anajua akitoka yesa alikuwa Brito akitoka Brito kila kitu iko sawa. Alikuja alishangaa alipata there is nothing.
Watu wengi for many years wamefanyishwa hivyo man.
So states kukaje?
Kuko tu ina depend na unafanya nini na uko wapi. So ile kazi mimi hufanya entertainment kuko poa sasa. I think kuko poa sasa because finally muziki ya Kiafrika wame accept.
Afrobeat imeanza
Afrobeat and amapiano pia na nini finally wame accept. Ilikuwa ngumu at first.
Because I don't know who I was joking with nilikuwa namwambia like very soon kutakuwa na drive by alafu msata sikia ni Davido ndi inachezwa ngoma. Drive by vile state
drive by. It's true by the I'm sure ishafanyika. I just shiko on camera yet. Banana clip. Ishafanyika hiyo. By the right now ukiwa huko whether ni gari zinapita mall kila mahali huwezi pita bila kusikia muziki
African music.
And
that's beautiful.
Which anakwambia 10 years ago 11 years ago ilikuwa impossible. Nilikuwa nacheza hizi muziki kwa maclub ama kwa radio station naambiwa no one wants to hear that African-ish.
Cause that imenikumbusha nilikuwa na watch like a certain video ya Diddy because Diddy is making headlines right now.
Course.
Na kulikuwa kuna ngoma yake fulani inaitwa nini, there's a certain song that has like some sort of African chant. Then
ile ya juzi ya kitambo ilikuwa na ile chant ya amapiano ile
ni finna get loose.
I know ako kasample.
I think nito yo so nani nochikia T50 and I watch like what the fuck is Brother Love doing? That's some African shit.
Brother Love 50 to very just interesting sana. Kiko sana
yo bambika sana like ile kunini. So uko Atlanta
Yes.
Ukisema Atlanta
ATL.
Kukaje uko?
Kuko poa. It's just that kuna mashenanigans zake.
Yeah.
Wanaitaga the Black Hollywood because kuna more black people and possibly more black millionaires in the city of Atlanta than most of the other states. Because Atlanta historically imekuwa na black mayors, so population ya black people is higher because unaona kuna sheria zinawasaidia, kuna opportunities zinawasaidia watu, then ikaanza fast na sports, you know, like NBA, NFL, then entertainment uko 90s vile so def ilianza kutokelezea kina Jermaine Dupri, then baadaye kina T.I., Luda, Jeezy, Future. Yani when hip hop ili move to the south kutoka New York na kutoka West Coast, sasa a lot the concentration ilikuwa Atlanta, so ikajenga mabiashara mob sana, and then baadaye now recently Tyler Perry pia kaenda hapo na film studio, so uko na sports, uko na music, uko na film na pia other general black businesses that now create, you know, and black government. So inakuwa yani ni situation poa sana ya watu weusi kwa hapo.
Kuzata ile podcast Expeditiously with T.I. Expeditiously. Sio jina. Because T.I. unakwaga Atlanta, sindio?
Actually DJ yake ni best yangu sana. So hata sasa leo hata T.I. alikuwa ametoa ngoma ya ama piano by the majuzi. Hata alikuwa ametumia kitambo nikacheza whatever. So so that's Atlanta, man.
Okay. And what sort of dumb talk una have now say kuna watu bado na believe Africa ni country, so si wakisikia hiyo lazima bibi asikia mapiano na asikia some shit like what is he saying in Africa na hakuna hizo.
Sasa hizo zimeanza kuisha kidogo, thank God, because of internet. Unajua kitambo ignorance ilikuwa traditional media ilikuwa na portray Africa as huko ni mashida tu, ni watoi na njaa na war na nini, but because of social media sasa watu wanaanza kujionea kumbe hawa watu wana buildings, wana magari, wana nini. So hii imesaidia, na hapo ndio muziki imesaidia sana African music, because ime change perception ya Africa, kwa sababu wana dress vizuri, wako na gari poa, wako na wasichana wazuri, you know, everything. So your ignorance imeenda chini significantly, plus the fact that watu wameanza sasa ku travel to Africa, kama Ghana every December, South Africa and a little bit of Kenya too.
Kuznakunga ile ujinga ya Jay-Z ya girls.
Africa,
got you from Africa when you're naked.
Nalisema her name is like Fufu or something like
Fufu,
that.
Nikitoa Africa ukiwa naked nashindo ni Africa gani?
Hope your accent ya the West itakuwa cleared kwa Hollywood.
Because Hollywood pia
Hollywood is
accent
ile an African, ukisikia tu an African unasikia
Nigeria.
Ni very generic.
Inakuwaga the Nigerian one. Kuznasemekanaga the Kenyan one waga like I see African.
I use the stereotype. That's what it is. I use the stereotype. Unajua kuna vile they still want kuportray Africa in a certain way. So for the longest time haikuwa ina make sense kuonesha hapa ma skyscrapers, ma cities, because wako nazo huko. So if you're trying to sell something, show nini ko different. So onesha tu you know, wildlife parks and everything, because hiyo ndio unataka watu waende waone. So it's the same thing with accent. Mbona tuonesha watu huku wanaongea the same as huko, wacha tuoneshe tofauti yenu ni nini, which was, you know, it's messed up, but you know, slowly zitaisha tu zote zitaisha.
But you travel I think inawasaidia sana, because pia I think nilicheki msee fulani wa States ulikuwa anasema that amekuja Kenya imembamba juu akisema kitu tunaelewa. Unajua ile ati yako anasema hizo slang zishafika huku.
The cool kids.
I don't know which term he used. Ila alisema that alitumia akanotiza kila mtu iko sawa
home.
But again hiyo ni social media, so mambo inafika faster. Before ilikuwa muziki ndio ina transport hiyo, hip hop ndio ilikuwa na transport lugha, but sasa ni social media, so and ndio unapata hizi maslangs iko hivi whatever wanaongea huko, hata my little nieces zile wazo wanatumia ndi zile zitumia kule juu. Unajua, but na Gen Z sasa ndio ina think wanatokea na hizi malugha, but ni kitu imekuwa for a while thanks to muziki.
Alafu saizi na feel hata akishia majuu kwao itakuwa easy ya kuadjust kutushinda. Kwa sisi unaendaga pale juu umezoea kupronounce vitu vile si pronounce jo. Yana amezoea kwenda kununua soda nasema give me coke. Amefika Atlanta anashindwa what?
No Diddy.
I need a diet coke. Not really.
Not a fat one, eh?
It's a diet I do.
Yeah, so I think kuna hizo nini inasaidia sana because mu try kuimagine like those first like Kenyans kwenda huko anataka tuka coke yani ile tu sana.
Just give me coke.
Yeah,
I'm thirsty.
hizi vitu zilikuwa zinafanyika za ukweli.
Yeah, hizo ziko.
But sasa hiyo ndio ilifanya watu waanze ku develop accents, ku blend in. Hata kama mtu kama mimi, that's what happened. Because nilishia nikiwa high school. And after a while, wanaanza ku make fun of every word unasema. So to blend in and to survive ndio kila saa usikuwa ati wewe wanakuchekelea, you start talking like them. That's how the accent comes about. It's a survival tactic.
And it just makes sense. Ni ile because saa zingine utakaki kustand out because standing out pia it becomes too much.
Kwanza high school kumbuka ni vijana, ni daily, wako immature, so I want to limit. What you say like hey man, what you say like it's in front of mdonuko wa fichagi si huko ati ni chini ile yani, so it's already it's always a challenge.
Naitwa kunta kinte.
Yote tuliitwa.
Okay. Ulisha ukiwa high school?
Nilisha nilifanya hapa 1 year hapa alafu tukaishia.
Okay.
98.
Okay. Yeah, just after the bomb blast or before?
Right before. What's crazy is ile visa tulienda kuget. It was in May. We were standing in line kwa embassy. Tuko kwa line alafu unajua vile huko wana shout hapa. First of all, ni kitu kingine cultural walikuwa natumia sana kutu intimidate because huko si ni wapole sana, but in America you have to speak loudly. So nakumbuka tukiwa kwa line Charlie fulani akatokea kutoka office. Ilikuwa because it was me, my brother na my auntie ndio alikuwa anatupeleka hapo. Jumathe already alikuwa majua already. So Charlie akakuja and just out of nowhere akakuja kutuongelesha na kuongea na my auntie. Hivi akasema, these boys, there's something about these boys. I like them and I'll give them, I'll help them with their situation. And hajuani na my auntie, hatujui. Ile tu kusema tu hivyo, whatever it is. Tukashukuru and of course, tukapatiwa whatever it is. Now, that was the consulate general.
Okay.
Wa embassy. Basi mdosi wa hiyo place. Literally 3 months later. Bomb blast IKONINI. And I remember seeing him on the front page of the newspaper.
Already.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah. And it was one of those things where I was like, wow. Yani, who would have thought? Unajua. So, I mean, of course, we were grateful for that, but it was also very sad and unfortunate. Ilienda hivyo. So, in terms of anything to do with the bomb blast, I always remember that kasi wa msee labda tungeenda. Unaona.
Because I'm sure after your bomb blast you suspend kila kitu like all travel, sindio? Lazima ange suspend because kabla wa move.
Ilibidi.
Because after ndio ka move to ile place ingine which also looks more secure because embassy ya states kwa katikati ya CBD is not a good idea.
Yeah, that was never a good idea.
Next to railways. Bus station.
That was crazy.
Considering low provoke countries zingine. So la sawa kusiwezi kuja huko lakini Nairobi. Sijui kulifuatilia gao story ati vile ile truck ililipuka. Ati FBI ilikam alafu sasa wana interview ase. Kila mtu anaambia ni kanta. Wakiangalia nini zote like debris ile iko haoni kanta. Eventually wakakam kwamba in Kenya kitu yote inakaa hivi na itangwa kanta. Matri zote zinakuwa Nissan. Sijui nini. So iliwachukua time ati ilikuwa ina mess na vitu zao zote. Kuzo kwa tafuta tu Mitsubishi, unashindwa ni Mitsubishi kwa wapi. But kwa debris unaona tu Toyota. So jo Kenyans kuna tabia zetu zile tunakuwa nazo zile. So uliendaga journey ilikuwa green card, ilikuwa nini kwa happen?
Madhe alikuwa huko majuu.
Okay.
Alikuwa na get masters yake. Alafu tukamfuatia. So basically alikuwa student huko. So tulikuwa naenda graduation yake. Alafu ndio, after that malize graduation then akatafuta kazi akapata. Madhe alikuwa mwalimu. So me grew up, single mother. Alikuwa mwalimu huku pia huko akaenda. So the funny thing is unajua tulikuwa na all these expectations ya America. Ile America tulikuwa tunaona ni ile ya TV. Ile ya New York, Times Square, LA, Vegas and everything. So mi nafikiri tunaenda yani kule macho, hata ilikuwa mi na my brother who's a year older than me. Tukasema hata tuna nguo za nini, tuna America. Unajua
hizi ni za mafala,
hizi za nini. Tulibeba kabaga kamoja hivi kadogo. Hapo ndio tulienda nako huko juu. Whatever it is, Madhasha to pick kutoka airport. Ameenda mahali inaitwa baggage claim. So this is our first time flying. So sisi tunamfuata, tunamwona okay, amesimama, kuna hii belt inapita pita. Bag zote zikakuja zikaisha. Akasema ai, kwani yenyu iko yetu si ndio aka. Unajua so akuamini that because ilikuwa ile ignorance whatever it is, akuamini ni hivyo. So hapo hivyo ndivyo tulienda, and shortly after that
sana anapeleka shopping vitu ni expensive ndio compare to shilingi. Sasa
again mother at that time ni single mother with 4 kids. So atungeza tiku afford hata hizo vitu. So actually I was even before atapata hiyo job ni akimaliza na hii story ya chuo. So hata zile nguo tulikuwa tunaenda kuvaa ni za like Salvation Army, Goodwill, yani mitumba. Hizo ndio tulikuwa tunavaa for a while. Alafu eventually vile alipata kazi ile apartment tulikuwa tunakaa tulikuwa ilibidi tuende in the hood. And hata ilibidi tukue na vitu zinaitwa food stamps. Kuna canned foods and all kinds of things and everything. Hata zile furniture tulikuwa nayo ilikuwa donation kutoka church. Hatunge afford. Ama hata huko unajua hata utupa TV. You know, TV kikuwa ati haifanyi vipoa. Hizo ndio tulikuwa sasa, hiyo ndio ilikuwa TV yetu sasa. Tuliokota na whatever it is. So even
okay. So nini hiyo ilikuwa which place?
In
Kentucky kuna section 8 amazi.
Section 8 ni every city and state in section 8.
So nyinyi mlikuwa ka section 8 fulani amazi.
Sisi hatukuwa section 8 but karibu nika section 9. But karibu no haikuwa that, you know.
Was explaining am say understand section 8. No just season watu tusikiza garaba. Section 8 Egyptian.
Section 8 ni ile yani ghetto that is dependent on public government funding. Unajua kuna wale hawezi pata kazi ama ni wagonjwa ama ni nini. And so badala kuwa homeless, government and create programs au watu wa kuena mahali pa kukaa. But yani ni ile alafu wanapatiwa welfare. So hizo ni mahali hata rent inaweza kuwa $25.
Okay, because inakuwa subsidized.
Ile tu yani ya whatever. So that's the lowest. So hatukuwa hapo, thank God. But ilikuwa tu bado ile all it is hatukuwa ti unajua mimi kutoka pesa si kutoka kujua watu. So si ati hata huko vile tulienda, my perception of America and what it would be was quickly changed within those first few months during in the reality check.
Okay. Hapa iko nini tunaitanga tagru shida. Tagru safariation. Okay, ulifika huko ka notice una expect hip hop kapata reggae.
Zile za foundation.
Okay. Na alafu sasa kuzukomenda for graduation, how do you change that mpaka ibidi some unaweza stay hapo legally, unazaenda high school, unazaenda kusi ndio uweze ku enroll for high school lazima kuwe you are legal resident ama?
So that happens where now of course you have to file for that as well. You have to file for that ukiwa huko so that you don't overstay in the period ulikuwa umeget whatever for visa for.
Because so just kuzawania sindio?
Hata back then nafikiri ilikuwa 6 months.
6 months.
Ilikuwa kitambo.
Okay.
Wameenda wakiongeza over time. Sikuzi nasikia hata sijui ni 5 years.
Ni 5 years.
So hiyo bado ilikuwa either 3 or 6 months. Ilikuwa very short back then. Maybe 6 maybe I think so.
Okay.
So I mean at that point madhi anaonesha ni wote wangu wamekuja hapa. So of course hawezi rudi tu huko hivyo. So just do the proper paperwork alafu tukaenda up kukaa hapo, then hapo sasa ndio vile alipata kazi tukaingia shule because hata you can't do all those things without kuwa na ile the right papers. So
okay
hapo hivyo ndio vilifanyika.
Na nini mother Alicia ukiwa how old kwenda state?
Alicia just 2 years before ilikuwa 96. So I was 12.
Okay. Na kisha hii time mlikuwa stay mtaa gani? mko mtaa gani time?
So nilikuwa naambia hatukuwa hata mtati fulani because madhe alikuwa na travel sana sana all throughout aki study abroad hapa na pale so yani growing up tulikaa tunaishi many different places hata kuna time tulikuwa naishi Nakuru, kuna time tulikuwa naishi Ocha kwetu kule Banana, kuna time tulikuwa Nairobi West, kuna time tulikuwa naishi hapo unajua ufungamano house hapo hivyo whatever it is,
karibu na kampo
exactly so kwa sababu alikuwa anafanya pia na church hiyo time so hapo ndio tulikaa maybe the longest I'd say is it 6 years or 7 years outside of that ilikuwa yani tulikuwa tunamove sana so hakuna ati mtaa moja naweza claim hii ndio ilikuwa
home
base ati moja ati ndio whatever no and funny enough I think hiyo kusafiri ndio ilifanya hata nikitravel kazi yangu to this day I like traveling more because I got used to not being comfortable in just one place I didn't know back then but
alafu nini so ma3 cause ulikuwa nasema kuna vile ulikuwa na hepa chuo ilikuwa wapi?
So chuo primary nianza Tigoni then kaenda State House Primary
okay
which by the way yani haiku make sense because tunaona State House but hiyo chuo ilikuwa chafu yani chafu ilikuwa yani haiku na make sense sasa inajaribu kufikiria ati vile ati White House ati kukuwe na White House Elementary School
alafu kachua next
ati ni chafu ati hivi hakuna pesa nini iko ina make sense anyway after that ndio tukaenda high school 1 year hapa then hapo ndio tukaenda
okay by hiyo time nini cause siku hizo mwishaga hizo size State House Primary cause waga like kuna kuorganizo ma tennis lessons za watoi so waga ni kama time yangu ya kuhanga out na mtoi wangu alafu naonaga tu monkey hapo hizo monkey zilikuwa
hizo monkey bado zilikuwa pale Abore
zilikuwa sasa nzaboreta hapo primo okay na rais ogopagi zinzamrushia mawe kustumbili aijuu ni president
hizo monkey zilikuwa hapo
na so ukiwa hizo side ukienda kuhanga out kwa ma3 unaenda wapi unaishia kwa ma3 unachagua route gani
so saa zile madhe alienda ilibidi tukaenda Mayanti Mayanti alikuwa nurse Kenya High so tulikuwa tunakaa so basically hapo kile
okay
so zile ma3 tulikuwa tunafanya ni 48 na zingine zilikuwa 23 zile za kwenda West so hapo ndio curiosity ya muziki ikaanza but nilikuwa too young kwenda clubs so the only other place ningeweza kusikiza muziki constantly ni kwa ma3 because back then in the 90s ma3 culture ilikuwa
ilikuwa imeshika kushika
so nilikuwa tu yani na hang out kwa ma3 saa zote ndio nisikie ma mixtapes ma DJs wakicheza nini ile okay and sasa kwa sababu ya kuhang out hapo sana saa zingine hata nilikuwa naenda chuo after parade natoka naenda tu kwa ma3 kuhang out all day sasa of course huwezi kati kwa kiti saa zote kwa ma3 nawe si customer so simama na ukiwa hapo ndio kuhang na kila kitu so after a while unakuambia waitisha pesa hapo msimama ufanye kazi sasa so basically ikakuwa makanga kidogo
okay no shafikiria gajoi kitu there's something I always mention musemaga like people who are right now in their 60s are some of the most creative Kenyans that have ever existed because hao ndio alianzisha this matatu culture
true very true
so najua watu wako in their 60s right now
very true
the loud music graffiti siku hizi lakini sasa shida ni wamekuwa atiaji wanaakt nikawasiwali watoto siku hizi ukona makelele nyii ndio mlianzisha hii story
but also no for sure hiyo happens all the time sasa ukiwa mzee unaanza kusema hizi vitu za watu wadogo but also kitu ingine ni kumbuka hizo ideas walikuja nazo eventually they kupata reward zao so ukishaanza kutrainiwa that your dream is not valid unajua pia unaanza kudharau dreams za watu wengine pia unaona they never got to see the rewards of you know that dream hiyo matatu culture ingekuwa maintained vizuri unajua na understand at the same time challenges yake imagine mother fulani ametoka job amekuwa akifanya kazi all day na watu wangapi anaenda home na ni 6 pm saa hizo alafu anaingia ma3 anakaa huko nyuma ni sub 4 na una kelele unajua I understand hiyo like hiyo muziki vile ilikuwa loud ni stress hata saa hii wewe probably wezi
wagani
unajua so I understand your part but at the same time sijui vile tungefanya to maintain your culture.
Yeah,
It was a very good culture. And also pia ilikuwa a relationship with hip hop because let's face it, that's where it came from. Unajua, it was just a way of the youth expressing that. So yeah,
because muambegatu I don't think without mathrees I don't think menga interact na hip hop because mi ilikuwaga unajua rege damu kwa zile neighborhoods niko na stay zote ilikuwa ni rege Israel vibration live and give unajua so wajana kama sikia motherfucker nini tena so ilifanya hip hop ikaspread kabisa. Na hiyo time ukikuwa place kama hiyo kukuwa na hizo like images that this is back home then unaonyesha msema 3 anashindwa ni gani hizi ulionyesha mtu wa majuu hizo vitu
because no kidogo I remember kidogo after tuende ilikuwa yani but again kumbuka at that time hakuna digital images. It was physical pictures. Na at that time nani amepiga physical picture ya
karibu na
matatu uende nayo. Unaona? Hapo ndio unasema today's kids will never know. Kukua tena hizo. You know, so ilikuwa tu story unaeleza tu mtu. But si ati kitu ungeweza kupul uonesha mtu. Actually kuna kitu probably nafaa kuwa like a matatu museum. There should be that. Preserving a lot of that culture.
Mumambiaga vitu zingine ile na doubt kali experience. Uli experience kupata hizo masabufa chini alafu ikitia nyuma iko kabisa.
Mko hivi. The back,
hiyo. Alafu sasa kulikuwa gani ile unasimama hivi alafu kuna kispika hapa. Alafu ilikuwa gani shida design ukimove kichwa yako vibaya unaweza kumejigonga na speaker.
Ile experience because of high school. Because your time tulipata bado 58 was doing the same. Na number 9
58 ni buru alafu na ilikuwa easy
number 9
so hizo mbili ziko route.
Mimi nimetoka Kabete early in the morning nafika tao alafu naingia jamu through number 9
so like the culture
number 9 ilikuwa inatesa
image moja ile sijaisahau I think hata nishaambia Ian ni isili baro iko imetengenezwa so uko unapata ma3 inatoka masaiza Pumu then lazima ende ile masaiza Centriza hivyo alafu kuna mapotholes alafu hiyo time unapata ndio West Side Connection imeshika so gangsters make the matriko those were the days.
I know it was fun. No, I liked it was fun. As a young person you would enjoy it but I understand as a parent
it was nene but sasa kitu interesting niko nasikiza hii EP yako na Sofia so mlikamaje kuwork na Sofia?
So Sofia nililand last year nilikuwa natua US so the day I landed was the day Mwaki ilitokelezea.
And
the day I landed the day after nilikuwa nasema I want to find new music to share with people because that's one thing I always constantly do. So nilikuwa nasema ndakuwa nikifanya hii kitu where every Friday I just share songs that I like and that happened to be one of those songs hata ikuati anajulikana at that point because literally a day old and everything but nikasikia hii song it's very nice, it's very unique but it said it only had Zab Mwaki na nikafanya homework nikaona hapa hii nasikia ni Kikuyu but you know I make sense na huyo anakaa so when I researched nikaona ni chaliwa nje nasema okay so anyway when I posted your song nikauliza who is the lady singing on this song, we need to find her unajua nani yeye mwenyewe akani DM at that time akasema my name is Sofia mi ndio nimeimba hii song I'm the one who sang blah 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 whatever it is at that time I think alikuwa maybe 1,000 followers or something like that so mi kaanza kuambia watu follow yani tumsupport and everything then nikamwambia mi naweza taka kufanya song na wewe pia just one song whatever. So we met up like a few days later ilikuwa mi yeye na her husband who's also a producer then after kuongea nao nika understand walikuwa na challenges fulani za biashara so nikasikia nikasema okay so mi nikawambia this is what I think you should do A B C D whatever it is you know then before the end of that conversation wakasema unajua nini tumeongea na watu wengi but you're the first person umefanya yani tukuwe na clarity and peace of mind like what you're saying makes sense and wakaenda wakajaribu kufanya hizo vitu nimewambia wafanye and they worked. Wakanipigia simu like once twice hivi and I was just advising, free advice hapa na pale and it was working. Everything I was telling them was working. So ikafika mahali wakanipigia wakaniambia honestly because now this is now a week later. Sasa hiyo kitu sasa ilienda up sasa. Some my blogs zimepick up, so now it's viral. Now it's starting to go viral. So everyone is hitting them up from every angle. Hey, but wakanipigia wakaniambia honestly kuna vile yani vile umetu advise vitu mob it's making sense and we see unaweza tusaidia sana. How can we work together? So how can we work together? You know, how can we, and at that time I have a label and whatever it is. But when they asked me, I actually refused at first. I refused because nilisema I've worked with a lot of artists on an international level and on a local level, and I don't think our artists are ready for the international grind because it requires a different level of discipline, dedication. It's not about talent. I've seen talent come and go. Naona mingi sana. But in terms of these other things, kuna vitu mob sana that is required that I'm not confident a lot of Kenyan artists have from experience. So for that reason, I wasn't sikuwa nataka kufanya kazi nao. But wakaniambia hapana. They're hardworking, dedicated, and gave me a few examples of situations where they've, you know, had to, and specifically Sophia, where she's had to do a lot of things, grinding and pushing forward. And I could tell akona hiyo passion. I could tell akona hiyo hunger. So nikasema, you know what? The way this song is going, at some point, she's going to be signed. Because that is the nature of all signed artists. You first show that you have talent and capability to make music, and then a record label signs you. That is how it's been since forever. So at some point, someone is going to sign her. But what if this time it's actually done right where she's not taking advantage of? Because artists are signed all the time, but it doesn't mean it turns out to be a good situation. Oftentimes, watu wana maagenda zao, ama watu wajui the market vizuri, ama wana the right connections, kuwapeleka wanafaa, and they'll end up just, you know, being frustrated and everything. Now, given I had the experience I've had and relationships I have and everything, nikamwambia, you know what? I'm willing to take this bet with you. We win together, we lose together. And that's how I ended up signing up.
Also saizi iko sign to nini yako?
Passport Music Group.
That's good. That's good. Because nacheki umefanya of course projects kibao. Kuna zile zitaka of EPs, but nini was an album, African Ambassador.
African Ambassador was an album.
So how was this? Like
It was a great situation. The whole point of it is me, for the longest time, I've always been about advocating for African music. And in the beginning, vile tulikuwa nasema kitambo ilikuwa Afrobeats. Then ikafika mahali, okay, now they know about that. Then pia like amapiano kidogo. But okay, now the world knows. And now I'm like, what else? They need to know what else is going on in Africa. Because if you look at all the damage tumefanya in the world over the last 10 years, it's primarily based on two countries, Nigeria and South Africa. So what else is in Africa that people need to know about? And so I took it upon myself because I'm going to do a compilation album to showcase the diversity of African music and new artists or emerging artists who the world needs to know about. That's why I did 11 different artists, everybody from Shoma Josie to Niniola to Fikfa Maika, Uganda, Vanessa Mdee, Tanzania, Davis D, Rwanda, Yalevis, Congo. Here, of course, in Kenya with Nyashinsky and Bien, and a whole bunch of people. So that was the whole point of that compilation album. And ilikuwa received vipoa. It ended up doing over 20 million streams. And it had the lead single, Dimension, was the longest charting song on Apple Music Top 100 in 2022. Kenyan song. So because on that Top 100, majority zilikuwa Nigerian, South Africa, whatever it is, but Dimension was like, it stayed there the longest as a Kenyan song, whatever it is. So So yeah, so nilikuwa already nishafanya some things with the label, and that was the main album. Before that nilikuwa nimerelease a few other songs. So already I had understood ins and outs of running label and how to push a project and everything.
Yeah.
So in addition to the relationships I already have, so come to working with Sophia, this made sense. But the project itself vile happen is alikuwa booked for a show in December. And this show, they wanted live performance, ile yani band performance, right? So akaenda, and I say ni Sophia and the husband Jack.
Yes.
And to find to get that an acoustic or a guitarist, sorry.
Yeah.
Akaenda akafanya rehearsals na guitarist. Guitarist at the rehearsals akasema ataki kufanya anymore, so akawa drop. So now it was like, okay, now we have to find another guitarist. But when they came to my place, nikasema, the kind of music you're making doesn't require live band. House music is not really live band music.
Oh, okay.
Unajua, it's really more DJ kind of music.
Yeah.
So nikasema, in the meantime, since the show is in 2 weeks, I will DJ for you for the show.
Okay.
But nikamwambia, as a new artist, you awezi perform, because she was set to perform for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
As a new artist, awezi in front of an audience kucheza 30 minutes of music they don't know. Unajua, you lose the audience at some point.
Yes.
So we're going to split the show in two. The first half, fanya ngoma zako.
Yeah.
The second half, let's give them covers of songs they already know.
Oh, okay.
Now the Kikuyu covers and everything.
Yeah.
Made sense. So I'm there playing with my laptop, nacheza na laptop hivi. Then one of the songs nikacheza was Tiga Komote. Then with Serato stems unaweza finya 2 button, mute words. So beat inaendelea, kambia Sophia hebu imba. As in, we're just practicing.
Oh, okay.
But akaimba, it sounded so good. I was like, that's it. We have to redo ingoma hapa hivi. We have to redo that. And so, and it wasn't just that. Kuna ngoma ingine sasa at that point nilikuwa na a few of those other ones nilikuwa nimecheza as the ones that I'll use to hype up the crowd kabla atokeleze and everything. There were those kigosho songs.
Okay.
But now it was like, she sounds so good, why didn't she just do them?
Yeah.
So that is how that project came about. And then now we ended up, collectively working on putting the music together.
Yeah.
But literally at that time ilikuwa tu just feeling her show time. And so your show ikakuja akafanya and those songs were already then. And
kwa blanket some.
Yes.
Okay.
Then so aka perform, went well. Then like 2 weeks later in Diani for my event passport experience, aka perform tena hivo, and the crowd reception was so good. So tukasema, you know what?
Yeah.
We might as well put this out as a project.
Okay.
And so that's how it came about.
Also inabidi saa kwanza kumake calls, eh?
Exactly.
Okay. Umsa mwanake bado iko? Is he still around
JB.
ama? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Najua ni excusini. Utuwasi mtu watu wameumapamba. Oh, bado yuko. He's still around, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hizo nini zilikuwaje like your coast, your Diani? How was it?
It was great.
End years, huh?
Yeah, ilikuwa New Year's.
New Year's, eh?
Yeah. It was great. Actually, going back a little bit to story at JB. So vile sasa when we started playing around with the idea of kutoa hii muziki, nikasema kabla tutoe, let's make sure tumefanya the business the right way.
Yeah.
Before even hata mtu yote asikie
Yes.
ngoma.
Yes.
And so it was tracking down the owners of the copyrights.
Yes.
So kama JB was the first one. And after finding him, tukaongea meeting with him and his team about kuclear hii kitu.
Yeah.
So yeye akasema he preferred a fee to royalties.
Okay.
Akasema Kenyan artists they always promise royalties but they never see them.
Yeah.
And so nikasema okay, sawa. So nikampatia ile fee alikuwa na uliza. Kapatia. But saa vile nilishia home nikasema this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Because I know myself and Sophia are global streaming artists. So what if we were actually to do this the right way?
Yes.
For him and for the culture.
Yes,
basically.
Yes.
So nikarudi nikamwambia in addition to your fee tumekupatia, I want you to have percentage of the royalties.
Okay.
So that no matter how big this song gets, you will always eat. And it's possible for the rest of your life you can eat off this song. And of course alikuwa very grateful. Kafurahia na tukafanya agreement, tukamaliza mambo. And that's what we did. We did splits and all that kind. And then is when we put out a teaser. A teaser of the song. Alafu eventually ended up doing releasing all this stuff. But even hata ilikuwa time ya video, nikampigia nikamwambia, I want you to be in the video. I want you to portray my father in the video as the person giving the mwanake advice. Hata hiyo alifurahia sana. Because for me it was just a matter of yani kupe tu homage and show respect. Unaona?
Okay. Alafu kwanza ni tukidigress kidogo. Lately kumekuwa na that like a lot of Kenyan producers crying where they say we make the great music with the singers forget us. Of course unabonga you're doing stuff the right way. So unafeel nini Jeyo? Is there hope for the Kenyan producer? Because the Kenyan artist right now is starting to eat.
I'll say this. They are right about what they're saying. The biggest issue we have in this country, I think, in the music business is lack of reciprocity. One, you have to understand any industry is not one pillar. Kuna multiple pillars. Unajua, as much as you have the artist is the face, but you have producers, you have engineers, you have managers, you have labels, you have booking agents, you have media people, you have DJ. Yani, it's a whole ecosystem. The problem is you have artists who, when wakiwa chini, oh bro, nisaidie, please. They're very humble and everything. You take your time, unasaidia mtu, hivi, or whatever it is. And then once things start opening up, ni ile shidako. You understand? Yet the reality is, that is not how any industry is made. And that is a big reason why the Kenyan industry is affected the way it is. Now, again, it has to be a two-way street. Unajua? So if I use, let's say, the Afrobeats entertainment. Especially, let me use specifically in UK. When Kina Debanj, P Square were going to the UK, actually, let me go with Kina Wizkid and Davido. Ile walianza kufanya hizo show in the UK, kuna promoter fulani alikuwa anaitwa Smade. Ndio walikuwa nafanya shows nake. So anafanya hizi shows za watu 500 people, 300 people. Then every time wanarudi UK, they're bigger every year. Kwa sababu wanatoa hits and everything. But who do they work with? They end up working with the same guy. So what's happening is, as the artist is becoming big, the promoter is becoming big. Number one, because you believed in me before anyone else did, and you're also serving our core, whatever it is. So as they're getting big, by the time Kina Wizkid wanafanya arenas, it's the same guy that they're using to promote that show. So he gets to eat, and they get to eat. And then now what happens is, by the time unafika hiyo level ya arena, the big corporations like Live Nation take notice. So when Live Nation now come, that guy is able to sit down with the Live Nation and say, fine, tunaweza fanya joint venture and do a festival, which ended up becoming Afro Nation. You understand? So that is how Afro Nation came about. So, but that was never going to happen if mtu amewajenga saa zile no one is believing you. Saa zile mnaanza mambo inafunguka, sasa mnaruka mnaenda mtu mwingine. Like you're just going person to person. There's no industry you're building. You unajijenga wewe as an artist. You're doing bigger shows and better shows, but you're leaving the people who believed in you early. Unajua kufanya easy vitu. And so that is what I'm saying. You can't have. That is a big part. That is a big issue we have here in Kenya, and I've experienced it myself. Okay, with some of the artists that I've worked with. Where I'll give you an example. Sauti Soul. I did their first US tour. Okay. That was in 2014, 15. I even did their first big show in Vegas. Okay. Tumefanya hiyo. Over the years. Any opportunity I've had, I've plugged them in. I've done all these major laser mixtapes over the years, put their music in different places, all that stuff. When it came time for me to do my music, I'd reach out. Kuna hii song, I want to do whatever it is, but you get brushed off. Or, whatever it is. But kumbuka you're not always hot as an artist. Kule kuna hizo cool down seasons, right? Hizo cool down seasons ukiniona, hey bro, come let's talk, nisaidie na ABC or whatever it is. And again, I'm being loyal to my people. Nenda nawasaidia. But what happens is ata hiyo song, like for instance Dimension, I sent them that beat as a group.
Okay.
2 years before it came out. No one was really doing anything. Nafuatilia. Then it was when I came, I think it was December 2021. Hapo I remember meeting up with Bien kwa hao yake. Nikamwambia, honestly, I'm not feeling this relationship. It's a one-way street. Every time you guys need me to do something, nawasaidia. Mimi nikitaka kitu, msaidii. Yet angalia in Nigeria. The DJ spinals and the tunes wanaenda juu as the artists are going up. That is how an industry is. Unajua. But hapa mnatuacha tu. You're just looking out for yourself. Oh, pole, you know, when you're in a group, blah, 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 whatever. Fine. We did the song. Tukafanya song. And even after that, when it was time to promote the song, at that time we were still talking about, they were planning on doing another US tour. Okay? So while we're promoting the song, he's going on, we're going on different stations to promote it. Ata there's even one on 10 over 10. And on 10 over 10, Ata kenda kasema, oh, this is for the focus. You did our first show with a tour with him, and we're going to be doing another US tour together. So now you've publicly announced it. So now it's like, okay, sasa tuanze kupanga. Hatukuwa tumefinalize kitu yote that time, but tupange. So kidogo, not long after that, I had a call with their manager about the tour because they needed help with the tour. It's like, you know, hakuwa amefanya tour in a while. So sure enough, now when they tell me about doing the tour, I had a call with their Kenya manager and their US manager. Na vile nilisikia hiyo strategy yao, I was like, this is not going to work. Because their strategy was doing things the way that you had done many years ago, where you just reach out to a bunch of different promoters, kila mtu a book. But I'm like, I told them, Mali Mefika, this tour you guys are doing should be a perception tour. Meaning that, look at the other Nigerian artists, what they're doing. The Remas and the Burners and everything. They're doing quality venues here and there. So, that is what kind of tour you should be doing. Now, as you're doing that, you also have to understand, we East Africans don't have the same numbers they do. So, instead of doing every city, do a regional tour. One show in the East Coast, one show in the South, one show in the West Coast, one show EV. And that way, you're able to do these quality venues, na mteza kupata watu from surrounding cities and states wakienda hiyo place. So that zikuwe show zeju zinakaani kubwa, poa. And the minute you do that, you now enter reda ya Live Nation. So now, you now can do 1,000 capacity venues now. Next year, 2,000 capacity, 5,000, and so on and so forth. Sasa, you're now starting to have the same perception as the Remas and the Burners and all kinds of stuff. Oh my gosh, that is a great idea. Absolutely. This happened one at my place. And so, then they asked me, their manager asked me to go to their place to present to entire group. All members were there. And, you know, internal and external members. And I gave a whole presentation of this whole thing. Including even the names of the venues. Of Atlanta, there's, you know, we place in Hivi Bucket Theater, Hapa, Hivi, whatever it is. And did all that. And again, I've worked with these guys for 10 years. Nile bro, whatever it is. Cool. And so I said, there's only one thing left, the visas. Once the visas are finalized is when we can finalize on the venues and then be able to go on. Then what ended up happening is I was supposed to play at Soulfest, December. I was scheduled to play after them. Because at that time, Dimension was a big record. So as they're leaving the stage, I'm supposed to come on and do afterwards. Then waka change time yangu to before, after, before. Like they changed it at first to, hey, can you come early before? Because I'm okay, fine, I'll go there early. Then it change you to, go after. Like my slot time will gonna change like 3-4 times while I'm there. Yani niko hapo hivyo nangoja naambia okay, before, after. Because there's other changes that are happening. Eventually I get on stage. And
this is before Mao.
After them.
They're
finishing. I am ready. I am playing. I literally play dimension.
Yeah.
I start off Evie. I hear the music going down. One of the manager can okay, I think at that time it was Costa. He's here. Basically, now I have to get off the stage.
Costa John?
Costa Stitch.
Costa Teach.
Yeah,
Costa
Teach, sorry.
yeah.
Costa Teach.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is. So it was like, Nanza kufanya set, you're shutting me down and basically kicking me off stage. So I was like, my friend, me, I've done big festivals.
Yeah.
I have big relationships. And for what I've done for you guys, that's disrespect. Me si ati DJ nimeanza, ati I need to be here. You called me to come to this event. You call me to do this or whatever it is. So I was like, I couldn't believe that. I walk off and I don't even text Bian at that time. Come on, this is BS. I don't, you know, Joe, like that's not the way to treat me, whatever. So I'm okay. You know, at first it's like, oh, my bad or whatever. It's going to be, no, it's not you. It's your team, and you need to communicate with your team about that. Because we're ulikuwa naimba. So tell your team. Tell your team or whatever it is. But he was very dismissive about it. Nikangoja 1 or 2 weeks, mtu anipigie. At least an apology or something. 2 weeks later, I see a flyer with their US tour, with the same cities, with the same venues, with a different promoter.
Oh, okay. Madaraka sasa.
Yes. You understand? With the same exact strategy that I gave them. And at that point, I text all of them as a group. I said, unbelievable. This is the thanks again. Even if you have decided, a courtesy. Because you know this was the strategy I gave you to help you win. Okay? Ata kama ni a courtesy. And the response was specific from BN. It was like, oh, the entitlement. You know, Jua. And they laughed and dismissed me. I never said anything after that. And I've never publicly talked about this. But that moment I realized you are part of the problem of why this industry is what it is. You portray as if, oh, we're supposed to be one or whatever it is, but you are basically shitting on people who are helping you get to wherever it is. You understand? So I'm saying all that to say that, and I thought about it, I was like, if they can do that to me, who else are they or can they do that to? And how many other artists that do that? Because technically they are the top of the crop. You understand? And it's not about talent. This is not a question about talent. And it's not about status. Again, I have worked with enough bigger people in the industry.
Yes.
But kuna kitu inaitwa reciprocity. Do you understand?
Yeah.
You don't expect things to grow without reciprocity. If you want to be a superstar to your fans, but to industry peers who are actually with you in the trenches, who are supporting you day in, day out, or at least when you're in your high and low season, people who are helping you also advance one way or the other. Yes, you do owe it to them. And if you don't feel you owe it to them, then that says more about your character. Do you understand? Any relationship, two-way relationship, it survives on reciprocity, even in a marriage. Uwezi kuati wewe saa zote ni bibi yako anakupea na kusaidia but wewe umsaidii, wewe umfanyii kitu or whatever it is. Do you understand? So that's a very extensive thought into now what you're talking about is what's happening. So you can imagine how many people have gone through the same thing. And mind you, I also know promoters who are in the US who paid for their their second tour, for these guys, their second tour, that they never honored and they never like refunded or anything like that. Do you understand? And they also have the same gripes. Like, yani, tukiwasaidia sazile bado mambo iko hivi, you need us, but when things pop, you don't. And guess what? Binadamu, everyone will make mistakes. But if we have any kind of relationship and you make a mistake, and I call you out, number one, I have the ability and respect to call you out.
Yes.
Because we have that. Yani, umefanya kitu, I don't like vile umefanya. But if I tell you that, uniambia kwenda wewe, that means haukuwa na heshimu, hii mambo ya bro ilikuwa fake, na it's not real. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it tells me if you can do that to me, then how many, you're doing that to a lot of people in the industry. And so part of even why I'm doing things I'm doing right now is, like I said, I want things to be done right. Because you can't teach, you can only teach what you know. Right?
Yeah.
And everything. And so when you're talking about producers, when you're talking about other people here and there and everything, and the reason I can confidently say is if you do hakuna kitu nadanganya.
Yeah, okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't need to lie, and I don't need to cloud chase, and I don't need to do any of it. This is the reality. And you can always ask, anybody who was a part of that situation about that.
Yeah.
But it's just to say that there is some messed up things that are happening, and that needs to change, and that needs to change from reciprocity. Again, kama mtu haja kusaidia, nobody, yes, they don't know you anything. But kama mtu amekusaidia in active, tangible ways that you owe them. You do owe them.
Yeah.
And if you don't, guess what? Again, hii biashara ni hivi na hivi.
Yeah.
You understand? When things are not going the way that they are right now, I'll never forget Akon kuna kitu aliniambia a long time ago. The relationships you maintain when you're hot determine how long you'll be in the business when you're not.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. So yes, you can be talented. Yes, you can be doing. Again, as much as tumesema the Diddy's and the R. Kellys and all these, it's not about talent. Talent does not make you above people. Talent does not make you that now you don't, you shouldn't be held accountable for your things. You're still dealing with human beings, and you're still dealing with relationships, because every industry is built on relationships. Unajua, even when you mention someone like Sophia, everyone I've connected her to right now, whether it is after we finalize it, deal with her, whatever distribution deal I was able to get her, or putting her in the studio with Diplo and doing things with Major Lazer, whether it's Juicy Tulko Tumenda Ultra in South Africa, and it was me hitting up Major League about, hey, we're going to be in town, can you bring her on stage? Yes. And there's many other things that people are going to see that we're doing with her behind the scenes. But everything is my relationships that I've built over the years, that I'm surrounding her with an ecosystem so that she thrives and does well. You understand? And so the biggest thing I would like for people to understand, that an industry is not artists. I don't care how talented you are. It is an ecosystem. It is a community. And there has to be some level of reciprocity based on how much you are gaining from that person. You can't keep milking the cow without feeding it.
Okay. So you've never some J Bonga since then, like since that Madaraka tour?
Your time, because again, if I address something to you, kwenda, right never has to go to wrong. Wrong needs to go to right. If you have the right character, if you have the right conscience, you'll be like, anyway, if again, you can pretend, you can lie for everyone else, but unajua when you've done someone wrong. Unajua. And it's up to you to own up to it as a man or a grown woman and say, okay, actually, this situation didn't go the way it was supposed to. You make amends. I haven't spoken to him since then. And I didn't feel the need to, because lishanionesha how it is.
Okay. Easy. I really hate kusikiaga like when that happens. Like the way sometimes business just breaks like great relationships. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, you get to learn that it is the business, and unfortunately, there are people who are just 100% about self-interest, which is, it's unfortunate. We all have interests. Now, again, mi usema hivi, ini biashara.
Yeah.
I'm not here talking to you because obviously my best. You need a guest, I need a platform.
Yes.
So unajua, like, let's not pretend here like what it is. It's the same thing when you're working out there. Hata ile kazi unaenda ku clock in. They need someone to do a certain duty. You need money from that thing. Unaona, so mnasaidiana, ama that boss needs someone to do something, you need a place to handle something. Which is fine. Bora tukue na heshima na bora tukue na reciprocity. Unajua, for me, that's what it's about. It's about these principles, about doing that.
Okay. Damn, because that was heavy. Man. Like,
to prep.
To prep. Your prep near HIV.
Yeah.
Okay. Because like we talked about the Madaraka Festival even with Javan, now the organizer. Na pia of course tulikuwa na BN hapa majuzi, and we talked about it. So I don't know, I guess ni vile umesema there is a whole team and the whole team kila mtu now it takes, I think I was talking to a producer nito RS66 producer wa Cardinali na alisema it's the artist's duty to protect the producer. I think it's the same thing unasema, it's the artist's duty to protect you, unaunderstand, like
absolutely,
since
because
uko na relationship na kina bien au ndio wanafaa kumake sure the team knows that wherever we do, let's first priority hapa before we spread out. But sometimes maybe I think also because backgrounds are watu, so we are blinded by money. I think I've been in situations where later I'm like, could I have handled this better? So, that also
and
happens.
again, I'm totally fine with people being human because we're all human and we make mistakes. I don't mind people making mistakes. I do mind people lacking accountability.
Okay.
That's it. Unajua, you mess up, I mess up, we all do. But if the level of relationship warrants that we can actually have accountability, that's it. Now, at the same time, some of these things happen for a reason.
Okay.
Because as that door shut, okay?
Yeah.
As that door shut and that chapter closed, here comes the chapter with Sophia and everything we're able to do. You understand what I'm saying? And so, and that is why, like, for me, I never walk around with bitterness. And I'm saying that I can talk about this openly and I can smile about it because everything is factual, number one. And number two, I've experienced a lot of these things. You know, you see these things happening often. But me, you are, okay, where you have made decisions for yourself, sawa. Again, this thing is it's a marathon. It's ups and downs. It's ups and downs. Okay, and as somebody who's worked with a lot of different artists over the last 21 years, I've seen them come. I've seen them go, and I've seen them also through highs and lows, and I've also seen people with around them and how people how you operate will determine a lot about how things work for you. And so Mimi, I don't move with that's why, again, because I could have just immediately that happened, I could have gone on social media, ranted no. I was like, oh, okay, so who I thought you were isn't. Unajua. The difference with that situation was there was a lot of other things we had been talking about doing, working on, whatever it is. So kulikuwa na ile yani enough establishment of a relationship to warrant that. But it is the nature of the business, and so now I advise anybody who's getting in business with anybody, akuna you brother, akuna ubeste. It is strictly business. Get your paperwork and get your terms clear and everything. If you're approached by msanii anakwambia nsaidia whatever, unfortunately they have proven that they will only remember often when things are just down, but when things are up, you have amnesia.
Kuzimi nikumbusha, there's a certain friend of mine ilu shindaga kiniambia hivyo, bisi yangu fulani hapo yaoga, like tukitaka kudu kitu yote kwa like mwafu najua nyinyi watu wa industry nyinyi nikikusaidia utanilenga. So but I always understand like where he's coming from, where sometimes we forget. And tuna nini but nini umemention Akon, how was that experience?
It was amazing.
Mkomna wakia what?
So at first Villain Meet Akon was 2003. I was actually doing college radio. I'm interview at that time and everything, and we became cool for a while. Then after that, career kinda drew. We kinda like crazy. We lost touch. Fast forward 9 years later, I'm in a club in Atlanta. Nacheza mziki za Kiafrika. 2013-2014. Nacheza mziki za Kiafrika. It was an American club, because that's what me I was known for. Nilikuwa ule DJ nacheza mziki za Kiafrika in American clubs, not in African clubs. So I was going there to push it to them. Then he happened to walk in there, nikaenda nikamsalimia, nikamwambia, I don't know if you remember me. I was like, of course. And took exchange numbers. So I was in 2014. What happened is that same night nikam text mixtape tulikuwa tumefanya ya Major Lazer inaitwa Africa is the Future. That was the first one. Akaskiza, and he called me like that same day akasema this is insane. I need you to come to the studio. Nikaenda kwa studio kwake. And we hung out for a while. Then he played a lot of music for me. Then kuna song moja alikuwa nayo na The Bunch. Akaniambia, yo, can you just play around with this in one of your mixes? I think it was like the few days later, I put that song on a mixtape, all blog, because hakuna mtu mwingine alikuwa na hiyo song. So, and this is The Bunch coming after Oliver Twist, not long after that. So it was already like, a big thing. And so, that song went viral a lot. Ikaenda ikatembea. Blogs picked up on it and that kind of thing. Akanipiga ananiambia, kumbe yani, you can cause havoc like this. Akasema, I want us to work together. Akasema, okay, sawa. Now, here's a side note. He called me to that studio like 2-3 other times. There was something I was always very conscious. Nikienda hiyo studio yake. Nilikuwa naingia studio, tuna hang out. But after like maybe an hour or two, nasema, yo, I can't stay. I have to go. Kuna kitu I was working on. I need to finish or whatever it is. I didn't have anything I was working on. But I wanted him to have the perception that I am somebody who's not here to just hang around him, to try and, leech on his star or whatever it is.
Kona vitu zingi.
Mimi niko na vitu zangu. I'm busy. I'm a busy guy. That kind of thing. So I did that 2-3 times. And here's why that's important. Fast forward a year later, nika decide to launch my music festival. So in Atlanta, akukua na, and mostly in the US at that time, 2015, music festivals zilikuwa za one genre. Kulikuwa na hip-hop festival, EDM festival, whatever it is. But I listen to everything. Mina nataka zote on the same stage. So that's why I launched my music festival called Passport Experience, which is about putting African music on the same stage as these other different genres. And when I did that, I needed an international face as the host. So nikapigia Akon, nikamwambia, yo, I want you to host this thing. And the park Nili choose was a very prime park. Like ilikuwa ile the most prime park in Atlanta. Akasema, let's do it. So we did that. And it was a big success. And immediately after that, akasema, I want to be a partner in it. So a few months later, we formed a joint venture where he became my business partner.
Oh, okay. Oh, so saizi mko biz pamoja?
Yeah, well, we've been, but sasa joint venture yuko na a certain number of years. Then, it kind of expires. So that ilimaliza 1 or 2 years ago. But also at that time it was not just him. Pia kulikuwa na manager and business partner wa Ludacris, and it was Shaka Zulu. Pia yeye akakuja. He became part of that. So it was the three of us who were partners on it. Then tukaanza ku get a lot of different
so like which artists performed kwa hii Passport over the years?
So everybody from Usher to Shaggy to Davido to Tiwa Savage to the Don Jazzy, Egyptian, Tamaya, Walshy, Major Lazer, several people here and there. Brick and Lace, Rich Homie Kwan. Like very different genres, diverse as much as possible. Then after a while, nikaanza kuipeleka different markets. Because what happened is at first it was you see, when you're doing something early, it's a blessing and a curse. One, you have the blessing of you're a visionary. Unafanya kitu that's different that no one, because it was the first multicultural music festival out there. And so it was doing well, but we were also losing a lot of money because at that time you're only catering to Africans. These other countries, let me say Americans, how African music haijashika watu at that point. So what happens is after a while, you lose a lot of money, and it got to the point where, we overreached what we were trying to, what we hoped we would achieve, and we lost a lot of money. And it was to the point where it was actually, I can be quite frank about this and say it was $200,000. And it took so much to try and pay it back for the next 2 years that we just couldn't. So I ended up having to file for bankruptcy and close that company. And at that point, ilikuwa ile, yani, I had to make a serious decision. Like, do I give up or do I pivot? Because what I noticed is, as much as the festival was doing well, there were these moments where in between kuna DJ breaks. And when the DJ would play, people were loving, whether it was me playing or other DJs. So I decided to do away with the artist part and keep the DJ part. And that is what led to now me pivoting and making it a DJ driven event. Unajua. So then I started moving into different markets, tukafanya New York, Los Angeles, he festival into South by Southwest. We had a stage. It was a showcase and a few other cities. And then in 2018, I landed a residency in Las Vegas. Which is what now, that's how I became the first Afrobeats DJ with a residency in the entertainment capital of the world. So hapo pia nilikuwa na at a billboard yangu and everything was featured in some. So it was just that as a DJ driven event. The only other person at that point I remember who had another African DJ who had a residency in Vegas was Black Coffee. That was also his first year as well. So tukafanya hivyo, and then fast forward over the years, what I've done is nimeipeleka in different parts of the world, whether it's here other than Kenya, nikaanza kuileta first as a conference where nikaleta Netflix, speakers from Netflix, Rock Nation, Jay-Z's label, Ancestry, and even big Nollywood directors and big Nollywood, Nigeria producers. Because first nilikuwa nasema kabla nianze kufanya event hapa, let me try and educate people on the business side of things. So it was a music, film and tech conference first. Then I started doing the events. And then after that, COVID kagonga. Then after that, nikaanza travel different parts of the world. And now we've been able to do passport experience in every continent. So we already did Australia, we did Dubai, did Amsterdam, and of course US, several cities, DC, Dallas, many other places, cities. And then of course here in Kenya, Nairobi. And this year we'll be last year we also did Johannesburg. And then this year we'll do Kigali and Accra, which we've been working on for a while, but they just didn't come through. Anyway.
That's a nini. Alafu nini, lazima nikuulize jo, residency naonaga inakujaga na maziwa mzuri. At least musikiaga nikiangalia kina Bruno Mars, Mariah Carey, like having a residency
it's like the prime situation. So the difference in my situation, kuna kitu, I've learned that you can use your disadvantages to make your advantages. I'll give you 2 examples. When I got those residencies, or when it wasn't at usually it's a casino that reaches out and say, hey, we want you to have a residency here. But at that time, it was so early, Bado African music wasn't a mainstream thing to where you can actually just get a venue to do that. So I'm the one who has to pitch to them. I approach them. And when I approached them, I told them this is the next big thing, blah, blah, blah. So tufanye. So when they agreed, rather than a fee, I bargained for revenue share.
That's good.
You understand? So that way it's depend on. So to them it's like, we're not losing. We're not paying something we're gambling on. Nile akileta, eat or whatever. So at that point we'll make one day estimate. Unajua. But the good thing is now you end up making a lot more because there's that revenue share situation.
So revenue share is like how much people are paying.
So whatever tickets people will buy for the door. So like you keep, I would keep like it could be anywhere from 80 to 100% of the door, and maybe like 20% of the bar and everything. And then also in Vegas, I got to spend some time with or see some things and how things are done. So like for instance, nikafungulia, there's this EDM artist DJ called Steve Aoki. So I opened and closed for him one time. Club in Hakkasan. It's a really big club. And so I got to hear about when we were talking with his manager at that time, with my my former partner. Tukaanza kusikia about the kind of deals that they do, that these are the kind of fees that they get, these are the kind of percentage that they get. So we use that information to help leverage our own deals. At the same time nikiwa hapo, then nilikuwa namaliza, because my event was during the day, my residency. So namaliza hiyo, alafu naenda kuona Diplo because he had his own residency at that time and since we have a friendship so naenda like kuona okay how he does his thing wanampatia the penthouse suite okay akienda huko chini hivi ndio wanafanya okay while I'm there I'm now giving him these are the new African songs so chezea so then he would break in front of this predominantly white audience and then I would make sure I tag those artists and ended up so kama mtu kaa Niniola that's what happened. There's a video I have with Diplo is playing now Maradona by Niniola then I took a video and I tagged her then that led into a working relationship with her and doing that's how pia nilifanya she ended up on my album because of that song so me I've always been big on learn as much as you can and then give as much as you can unaona so siku approach mtu na gimme nile okay you learn and you give value whatever way you can so that is how that's how I did your residency and I also did the same thing with radio where kulikuwa so again at that time I'm working a lot with Diplo and Major Lazer and so he got a channel on this radio station inaitwa Sirius XM so exactly so he got a channel on Sirius XM then akaniambia yo do you want to do a show
okay
because I'm okay let's do a show it was actually 2 shows. One was a weekly show, one was a monthly show. But again, yote ni push African music. One was all African, the monthly. Then the weekly was African hip hop, reggaeton, kila kitu. Now, when tulikuwa tuna finalize contract now with Sirius XM, kile wokuwa ni they will control everything because ni the station yao. So they get to control all the content and have full rights over it. But because I knew, because most of the people who are there I knew basically from the US, but mimi nimetoka Africa, nika negotiate to where nikaambia, okay, that's fine for the US territory. But for Africa, I need syndication rights.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And they're like, sure, okay, no problem.
Fuck Africa.
Yeah, exactly. No one is thinking, okay, at that time, wakaitikia. And what I did with that is, so which means my show iko inachezwa hapo hivyo, but I can still use the show in other parts.
Other channels,
so then I started reaching out to many different stations across Africa about doing now the syndication show.
Yes.
Unaona. So and for those who don't know, syndication ni kama zile kulikuwa na Walt Baby Love, Rick D's
on the weekly.
So I wanted to do my make show like that. But now, as I'm talking to radio stations all across Africa, some of them are like, okay, fine, they like the idea that, it's your fancy US show or whatever it is. But at the same time, some of them are hesitant to pay, which is fine because I also went with a revenue share situation. I'll give you the content and then we do splits. You bring a sponsor, I bring a sponsor, and we do revenue splits. So I did that with a few stations, including here in Nairobi with NRG.
Okay.
So pia ikaanza jina yangu ikaanza kujulikana hapa because every Saturday you would tune in unasikia my show here in Nairobi even though I'm based in the US and a few other markets as well.
Okay, that's interesting. Alafu unajua kuna mtu kama Ian ulosikiaga whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So anashindwa hii residency nini? Unaweza explain ya mtu understand what
residency just means you're playing at the same place once every week or once every month or once every 2-3 months and everything. The difference is, and when I say playing as in coming DJ, it's a party or whatever it is. The difference is Vegas inajulikana as the entertainment capital of the world. So awezi atiamka tu uende tu ufanye. Like it's controlled by a select few, which are the same people who've been controlling casinos since the beginning of time. And having a residency is really good because it's very symbolic in terms of status yako. Like, it sets you apart.
Umefika.
It sets you apart from everyone else because not everyone can get that. And it allows you to have something that, you're able to sell yourself differently outside now of Vegas in all these other different places you go. So nikama, like the person who's of course caused a lot of noise more recently is like Usher. Na he had this residency which by the way ilikuwa inafaa kuisha kitambo but ali extend ndio Super Bowl impate huko.
Okay,
That's how
okay.
he you know, he kind of.
So yeah, artists come out, how many times do they perform?
So I think for his alikuwa nafanya he did a lot.
Yeah.
I think it was, I don't know, it could have been in one quarter he was doing what, 3 of them. So maybe
so like once every month.
10, yeah, maybe no, like twice a month, once or twice a month.
Okay,
But for a certain period of time. So like inaanza like March until September ama kitu kama hiyo or whatever it is. So it's usually not January to December.
Yeah,
It's for a limited period, 3 months, 6 months, and then maybe ana perform once or twice a month.
Okay. Because pia nachikigeti Mariah saizi, that's what is feeding Mariah more than anything.
Hey, man, those residencies are crazy. If you're a big enough name, hata kina Celine Dion and sijui who, I mean, if you're a big enough name, you're getting millions. So because the difference is, Badala as an artist, instead of going out there to look for work and to struggle and to find bookings or whatever it is, you have a place that's there. And this place is, guaranteed.
Yes.
Every month niko na show mbili for the same amount of money ningepata ile ya travel because there's a pack that comes with it. Remember, these venues are owned by the casinos.
Yes.
So a casino kuna hiyo casino iko na hotel yake, iko na performance venue yake.
Yeah.
So hao ndio wanakufly unakaa hapo, throughout, or if you want to actually move there and live in Vegas for 6 months,
okay,
wanakupatia, or if you want to keep coming in and out, unafanya hivyo. And then una perform time and wanakulipa whatever wanakulipa, and yeah, that's that, man.
Okay.
It's usually a very interesting thing, man.
So kitu kama hiyo like MGM, the way nakuaga na place ya boxing, when there's no boxing, what's happening there? It's music.
So yeah, exactly. So they do special events, hapa na pale, and that kind of thing, depending on a lot of those sports arenas are concert venues. Hata hizi kubwa ukiona Staples Center ya or Crypto Arena ya Lakers or whatever it is, usually concert kubwa uko ndio zifanya. Ukisikia Beyonce's in town uko ndio wanafanya. So it's the same thing in Vegas, where it's just a lot of entertainment.
Because I think like one of the places I need to visit nikiwa US, Johnny, the Mercedes Stadium. I don't think I've ever seen inakuwaga hiyo
Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, iko Atlanta.
I don't think I've ever seen a more beautiful station than any stadium than that.
It is insane.
It's so beautiful that during halftime kamera zinaingia ndani ya nini zikienda Otiki Premier League ujwagi uzakuwa kuna msana kojoa, so hawezi like camera uingia
like they really
for you to see audience. How beautiful that nini is. Like
no, it's ni state of the yani wali tumia dona your place. It's amazing. I got to see it for Kanye. Akifanya ile listening party. He did it in a stadium.
Nakumbuka hiyo.
It was mind blowing because
when he lived pali like for one week akiprepare. Yes.
So that was 2021, I think. Yeah, I think so. So Tuesday imeannouncewa he's gonna do this listening party. So nika text Boo, his manager. I was like, I have to come see this because Atlanta was the first and only place at that time I went
yes.
And I'm grateful that his manager ni best yangu sana for over the years tumekuwa good people. And so come on, please, I need passes for this. Akasema no problem. That was announced on Tuesday. The thing I think was like 3 days later, either Thursday or Friday. Kwenda huko VIP, because now VIP passes were like unaona kwa hii VIP passes, I mean my entrance is different than general. But hapa I'm seeing this is exec, uni mdosi wa BET, uni mdosi wa hii media platform, uni artist, uni nani. So it's already like a big, you can feel there's something big here. Unajua aya wacha tuingie. You go, it's a stadium, not an like not an arena, a stadium. This is for 60,000 people. Tunakaa chini, lights are on, watu wanaingia, hakuna kitu, no music playing. Tukakaa chini, and within an hour or two, or hour, let me say an hour and a half, ikaja 60,000 people. Okay? Hakuna mtu amesema kitu at that point. Ikafika I think 9 p.m. or whatever it is, lights out. Mziki kaanza.
Now the album sasa.
Album. I promise you, from the first song ikaanza kucheza Kanye akakam akaingia with his red outfit, akaingia hapo in the middle of that arena with nothing around him, no one else around him, hivi hakuna mic, hasemi chochote. And for 48-50 minutes he ran through the album yani album vile nachezwa from beginning to end, one after the other. He's just dancing around. People are dancing and hivi to an album they've never had, songs they've never had. Akamaliza na lights zika on and he walked off.
And then he home.
Gangster thing I have ever seen in my life. Ata akuna ti hello ama thank you
for coming.
Ama akuna kitu. I was like, that is why Kanye is Kanye.
Yeah.
To get 60,000 people, it's not a free show.
Yeah.
People are buying tickets.
To
listen to an album that was promoted in 2-3 days. Because I'm a damn, this man is different. And by the way, nakumbuka ata afterwards. So of course imeisha. Afterwards tunapitia, like, of course there's like now these little after parties or dinners or whatever it is in the stadium. Kuna ile like, you know, private box or whatever it is. So manager yake akaniambia hapa ndio everyone else is going to be. So actually mali alikuwa naishi hiyo mali alikuwa naishi for 1 week, kulikuwa na ka area fulani and alikuwa hapo na Kim K and all these different people, but outside of that area is where now this was now the VIP lounge after. So naingia hapo hivyo, and that's when you're bumping into all the big artists hapo hivyo and everything. And I even posted a video where now I was seeing, because sikuwa nimeona many of them for a while. So hata nasalimiana hapo na Jermaine Dupri na Akon and Mike Will and all these different people who, and the one thing all of them walikuwa nasema, Maze, you were telling us about this African shit, man, some years back, man. Look, it's popping now. It's popping now. Unajua. So you know, that was a feel good moment to kujuati. You know, people don't forget the work you put in.
Okay, alafu I think another beautiful thing about states wagayo, like when they see the business side of it, they're interested. Like there's money
listen,
to be made.
There's a quote that says, America is not a country, it's a business.
Unajua.
Ni ikionesha inatoa do, ikionesha hapa ndio pesa iko, everyone runs that direction. So it's a very interesting thing. The downside is a lot of people don't take risks. Unajua, whether it's companies or whether wanangoja kitu ikuwe lucrative, ndio wanarukia. So for many years mili wanasema hii ndio kitu and people are dismissing. Fast forward when now it's big, now they're like enyewe
ulikuwa unajua kile unasema. Okay, it's nini. Lakini buda just you may build some dope relationships.
I'm very grateful for that.
Okay. So
but it goes back to vile nilikuwa nakwambia.
It
was always based on
reciprocity. Yes.
Reciprocity. Because, and most of people I have built relationships with, it is before it's convenient. So even when I was talking about Atam to Kama Akon, Wizkid, his very first show in the US, I'm the one who did it at my party. And took a maintain relationship hapo hivyo. Mtu kama that was in March 2012.
Okay.
And it's on video, it's on YouTube. So hata aki-advance, we have that to maintain your relationship. Mtu kama Walshy Fire, when he was with alikuwa anaitwa Black Chiny, then I was booking him for shows 2010. But 2 years later he joins Major Lazer. That relationship continues. Do you understand? And I can name so many other people like that, that mimi nimekuwa mtu where anasema, hey, I think you're dope. I've given like the amount of artists or DJs I've helped along the way, and I can say this because even they can vouch for this. You understand? People vouch for this. People, now you're seeing watu polepole wanasema publicly, like, yo, this guy did it, whatever it is. It's not saying based on, you know, pride or arrogance. It's a fact. I was doing that, but I was doing that because I understood this is where God has positioned me, and me, I follow my instincts. Me, I don't follow the crowd. If I think you're dope, if I think whatever it is, cool, I'll support. Unajua. But the hope is that, remember. Unajua, that's it. Just remember who supported you before everyone else came on board. Hakuna mtu mepigana mambo nipatie $50,000 or nipatie. No. I make my own money. I have my own moves. I have my own status. I have all that stuff. I'm not there for that. For me, it's about the principle. That's it.
Okay. So ikoza sikukuuliza hii nini uliweza ku get out of bankruptcy, like the 200 you're able to...
Yeah, so when you file for bankruptcy, you don't get out of it. You deal with it, you go through it, and then you try to rebuild yourself. And rebuilding meant, okay, kuna vitu have to kuuza, kuna vitu have to kufunga, and all these different things. So now you're starting from scratch. And what I'm grateful for is after I made your pivot, everything else has been profitable ever since.
Yeah.
So that is, the cost of doing business. The lessons I learned and the experience I went through stays with me. And so I'm able to share vitu kama hizi. So kuna mtu labda ana watch and nafikiria like, listen man, Walt Disney was bankrupt. And many other companies have been bankrupt.
I know that.
So if you're building a business or if you're going after your dream, understand sometimes this is what comes with it. But kama niko hapa leo naongea, hautakufa. You're going to make it. But you just have to find a way to restructure, find your new... Because again, for me, it was like, okay, this thing I'm doing, part of it, something about it isn't working. So let me change the formula. There's a quote that says, be stubborn about your goals but be flexible about your methods.
Okay.
So
so uko Kenya saizi for how long? Nona rudi States anytime soon? Uko tu hapa?
Niko hapa for maybe another month or so. And there's a lot of things tunamaliza with the label. Label is what has kept me busy most of this year. A lot of exciting things that are happening, not just with myself, but with Sophia and a few other people we have on the label. And nikumaliza tu hiyo, then we'll be doing some touring. And there's a lot of other amazing projects that are on the way that I'm excited about.
Okay. Tu ama na weza kuwa saiza States from is it June? Yeah, so I think nikiwa kwa ground is kutafuta because you know people, man. You know people. You know people, man. But it's also beautiful to see a Kenyan just shine. Like alafu ingia kwa hizo spaces zote because pia kuna kwa that also pride of we as Kenyans where we are like, you know what, one of us is out there. So nikisikia hizo majina za tunataja like people you've interacted with nini. So because I had not connected the like Diplo Major Lazer na wewe. I just thought it's fully focused on work na nani Diplo na work na. So I had not connected that your connection.
Actually I only post Nini Juicy where when he came here for so he was booked here for a show in January. And we were like, you know what, since he's going to be here na kuna remix ya Mwaki ilikuwa kutoka, why don't you bring Sophia out on stage? It's like, cool. Then after that ikakuwa the plan of shooting the music video. So fine with team Yaki na Zab or whatever it is. So that worked out. But while nikasema, okay, what else can we do while here? So nikamwambia, I want us to record a few more songs. And sure enough, I think it was like Friday akafanya hiyo show na Sophia. Saturday tukashoot music video. And was it the same day? I can't remember. And then Sunday we went in the studio and recorded a few other songs. So there's like 2-3 other songs Akonazo were Major Lazer with Sophia that are phenomenal. They're going to come out. So while we were shooting your video, one of my BTS guys was just recording. Shout out to Katenge. And Diplo basically was like, he basically was like, hey, Fully Focused was the original African ambassador. He's an original member of Major Lazer. He's the one who was putting us on African music long before I knew. So yani kind of like showing whatever respects and all that kind of stuff. And so it's actually even on my IG page, whatever. So when you're asking about the connection, it stems back 10 plus years. So for me, like I said, I've always been big on relationships. I'm very grateful that you have to understand in every industry, especially entertainment, utakuwa na highs na lows, but there are many times, people will be like, oh, this is the new hot kid, or this is the new whatever it is, or nakusahau, or whatever. That's part of everyone's anyone who's been doing something for a very long time, you will experience that. But because of having quality relationships, you're able to navigate through those seasons, and that kind of thing. And like I said, I'm very grateful for a lot of relationships that zimenieka in the positions that I'm in, that kind of thing. But again, I have always been a person of giving value first.
Okay.
That's it. Sikuuliza. Si watu wale udm wasema bro.
Niaje.
I need you to take me as an artist. I was sijui kwa wapi. Not long ago, one of the interviews nilifanya, at the end of it, this young artist came to me. He's like, Maze, yani naona vile unafanya nae, hata mimi na need kusaidiwa, please. That's all I'm missing. Akasema, that's all I'm missing. Niende the next level. Kama me, kamwambia, umerekod ngoma gapi?
Sijai.
No, ni moja.
Oh, okay.
Alafu? No, nimerekod tu moja. So namwambia, you want to be an artist and you've only recorded one song. Na unataka mtu akusaidie. Namwambia, you have to believe in yourself so much that ina attract watu. Success is not something you pursue. It's something you attract by the person you become.
Yes.
And so ukamwambia lazima urudi studio ufanye because the beauty of where we're living in now, people are always watching. Everyone's always watching. Kwa unafanya kitu ya maana, you'll be noticed. Mtu ataona. But lazima ufanye kazi to a certain point. Ndio you start becoming visible and noticeable. So I think your work ethic needs to continue.
Because hiyo kitu umesema naielewa. Like I get a lot of the fact that mukaga chini na watu kama wewe taka chini like with this big artist. I'll get an artist who's not even recorded anything. Kwa like Buddha Jona nilikutokea.
Exactly. It's time.
Alafu hautaki kumdisrespect because uko like unataka kuuliza mse unaona gani kikaa chini na mtu subonga juu ya discography, tunabonga juu ya all this
vitu mingi
catalog.
Tushasema jina itakuwa tunaangaliana tu. Itakuwa like awkward silence. Because for radio that can work. Because radio unajua kuna ngoma, alafu commercials.
Exactly, I got
but for a podcast
it's a full conversation.
You need that like catalog, Nini, experience. It needs to be something.
But I think that you have a responsibility to tell people as it is. I think unfortunately Kenya tumekuwa na too much of I don't want to hurt your feelings. And that's not helping people. That's not helping. Me, I believe in being honest, being real. Utanichukia, but at least siku moja utasema mtu he was right about what he was talking about. Na alinisaidia. I don't know how to sugarcoat anything. But hiyo ni kitu I had to learn by being in other cultures. Unajua, because I understand the way we've grown up, kuna vitu mob sana that is the opposite of what is right. Unajua, like one of the things that we have been taught is ukifanya kitu ama kuwa mpole, relax, usiringe. And so we confuse humility for timidity. You understand?
Yes.
And I think that you can be humble in how you treat people, in how you go about your business, but not timid, and still be proud of yourself, be confident of yourself, because your confidence is what you need to accomplish things. Because you see, vile nimesema, you're gonna go through hardships, you're gonna go through obstacles, you're gonna go through rejections, you're gonna go through betrayals. If you don't have enough confidence to say, it doesn't matter what I'm going through right now, I will overcome, you will say, this is not for me, and give up. But you need ile delusional self-belief that mintaeza. As long as you're putting in the work. Now, sema ati uko na confidence na ufanye kitu. You understand? You still have to deliver. But as long as you have it, you need it. So me, that's the one thing I would hope that it changes with our country is like, let's separate humility and timidity. Unajua, I don't believe in ikitu ya enda chini or whatever it is. I used to believe, I'll never forget. I was in Miami 2017 and it was a benefit event tulikuwa tunafanya. Not tulikuwa tunafanya, Major Lazer was doing. And so it was an amazing lineup. It was Major Lazer, Tory Lanez, Bad Bunny, Conscience, Taras Riley, Machel Montano, and me. I was the only African.
Oh, okay.
I was the only African. Then I remember tukiwa backstage. We were backstage and nilikuwa nimeishia through this phase where my people had been telling my people, Kenyan people,
yes.
like, oh, mse, he thinks is this or whatever. So I started dumbing down how I present myself. Ile, I don't want to ruffle feathers, unajua, and I don't want to come off as cocky or arrogant or whatever it is. So I started walking around hivi. But God ananipeleka room zingine kubwa. So we were backstage and there was 2 circles. Hii circle ya ndani ilikuwa wasanii. Now all those artists I mentioned, or most of them, or whatever it is. Then in the outside circle walikuwa tu like media, manager, security. So unajua like we're standing in ile tu kunetwork tu watu wanabonga hivi na kuna watu wengine wako outside. But while I was there, I was kind of hiding. I was hiding. Then watu wanacheka, wanainteract, whatever it is. But nimenyamaza hapo hivyo. Then Taras Riley happened to be standing in front of me. Now I've known Taras, I'd known him for a couple of years back then. And so he happened to ako hapo hivyo, anaongea. Then he come tap shoulder hivi. Akaangalia. Akasema, focus. You been here the whole time? I'm like, yeah, but akasema, nah, brother, you have to make people feel you. Like when you're in your room, people need to feel you. They need to feel your energy. And I swear to you, alisema hivyo nikasema, damn. Hii kitu ni uongo nimekuwa nikijipeleka ati kuwa tu mpole. It's a lie. Unajua. You are there. You are chosen to be there for a reason. Take your ground. Simama confidently. Interact. Unajua, usijie ati nobody here is above you. You're on the unajua. It's just that everyone has had different paths and wamefika over it. But you need to make people feel when you're in a room, make sure you're saying hello to people, you're looking them in the eye, and you're confidently walking up. Unajua, si ati ile unajificha, ati nika usionekane, nika utaku, unajua. And that clicked with me. And I was like, you know what? Go back to what you know. Ile, listen, walk with confidence. Walk with all the different things. It comes in handy. And you know what? By doing so, I have constantly attracted the right relationships. Because let me tell you something. Successful people are attracted to successful people. Because new energy na mindset. Unajua. If you're around people who are not successful, who are not sure of themselves, it's contagious. Unajua. And
unaanza kujishuku.
Unajua. And then hata sasa unaanza feel bad about you. No, you don't want to do that. So kuna hizi vitu that I'm hoping that we can change about how we approach things and being honest and real in how we doing things, but still maintaining respect and humility.
Because I think pia respect wagana limits zake. Because when you talked about like the way we are not able to tell people the truth, there's always a term we use here ile inakuwaga ni kajitombe. Instead of using the whole word kajitombe. Inakuwaga like if you bring bullshit we tell you like, hey, buda jo kuna vile umeshinda ticket ya kwenda kajitombe. Enda utungoje tunakaa. Tunakuja.
Enjoy your vacation.
Enjoy your vacation. Because sometimes the truth is what people need. Because tumekuwa hiyo na story ya vile umesema like we sugarcoat stuff. We lie to people that we should not lie to them. And then pia kuna time ile you become too humble mpaka people watu wanaanza kukosea heshima.
Wanakukosea heshima and they overlook you.
Wanachukua.
It's but again you have to realize where it comes from. It is based on colonialism. Kuna kitu ilikuwa inaitwa tall poppy syndrome. Hizo maua poppies, you know, that grow up in a field. And it used to be when one poppy grows taller than the rest, you have to cut it so that it remains the same size as the other flowers. And that was a concept during colonialism where new water, a way to control you kaini hapa. Ukianza kujionesha confidence hapa, you may inspire these other people to also get confidence and remember who they are. So ukianza kuwa loud, hey, tukunyamazishe, remain humble, so that it's a way of controlling the masses. But now as we know better, now as we experience different things, we should know that that's not the way. Unajua, we are made by the image of God and we are here for a reason. And we should fulfill our purposes and we should move confidently. The funny thing about confidence is people can never tell the difference whether you have it or not. You can fake it and do that. The one thing I have learned from all successful people, they have doubts, they have insecurities, they have fears. The only difference between them and everyone else, they feel those things and still go for what they want.
Okay. I don't think there's anything more to add. But Buddha imekuwa session moja true sana like asante sana vile ninakwambia mi sina gaibu jo nikikuja states ndakutafuta
utanipigia sasa
cause naweza taka I've been thinking of talking to a few people outside the Kenyan space. So I feel like if I'm there that can happen. Huwa nafaa kuenda his visa appointment tena alienda last year kaambua aishie Kajitombe. But
I'm not enjoying my vacation.
Hiyo match inatokea when
iko match iko so kana match ya Kajito ai
esteemed holiday destination.
So nini but imekuwa like a very great lesson in business, confidence and everything. So tumeshukuru and also flying the African flag. Which is also important. Just Kenya, Africa, sindio? So imekuwa ni episode 290. Yes. Of course, kama ujui, hii album ya DJ Fully Focus unaweza ipata in all the DSPs, sindio?
Yes, it's available on DSPs. Kikuyu House is the name of the EP. The lead single, Limonake, we just crossed 1 million views juicy in 2-3 weeks. So it's doing very well. Nako received vipoa. So again, the point of Kikuyu House is like we're introducing this new genre of fusing classic Kikuyu songs with house music. And so very grateful for all the support. Kila mtu amekuwa akifanya, akitusaidia, akipush. Really grateful for that. Keep streaming, keep going. And the hope is that we can share with the rest of the world that Kenya has a lot more to offer. It has a lot to say. And it shouldn't stop with this. Let's explore our cultures, all the other tribes. Let's merge whatever we learn, whatever we have here, with whatever is working in the world, and sell it to mkiimba ngoma za mapiano hata mnajua mnasema
hatujuagi
mnajua that's what I'm saying. Same thing, even a lot of songs are Afrobeats. They're sung in their original dialects, and even a lot of them are sampling. At the band, a lot of songs he samples old fella songs and all that kind of stuff. So why shouldn't we?
Okay. So kama kawaida, like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend to tell a friend. Tukimalizia 290 tukisema ekonene.